Morning. What's up, everybody? You are here with American Street Politicians, where we give you the topics, we talk about the business and the real. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Please Instagram us at American Street Politicians. Let us know what you think. All right, let me introduce my panel. Sean, what's up?
What's
Good
up,
to
my
see
brother?
you
Good to
again,
see
my
you,
man.
brother.
For sure, good to see you.
Good morning.
What's up? How are you?
I'm well, thank
Juanita,
you.
love you, baby.
Thanks.
What's up, Shaquan?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good to have you. Good to have you. Cruz, what's up?
I am
always.
here.
He's here.
I am happy to be here.
It's lovely.
Brittany, what's up? Good to have you, Brittany.
I am happy to be here as well. Thank you.
That's good. And I am your host, Lance Gardner. So, y'all, anybody heard anything, seen anything on the news they brought up?
Whole lot
What's
of
going
stuff.
on?
So it's not really on the news, but if you walk outside your front door and just look up, just look up, you might see something in the air, in the atmosphere called chemtrails. And sometimes they're left behind from aircraft, or they might just be there and it might be an image, a word, you know, and we have to breathe in this quality of air, which in California, it's already, air quality is pretty bad, you know. So when you have cancer and deformities and all other, you know, things that affect our lung system and breathing, how else can you live if you don't breathe? Makes you wonder. Yeah, that's
Okay, thanks for that.
yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Thank you. Golly,
What
we're gonna
are
have
they contaminating us with?
I'm trying to tell you.
yeah, we're gonna have to look into that. If you know anything about chemtrails,
Chemtrails.
Yeah.
please let us know.
Or chemical trails, as they're
Right.
Chemical trails.
I need an oxygen tank.
Already, just talking about that.
I
Golly.
can't really breathe, guys.
Dang. America, street politicians. So let's roll right into our topics. Y'all ready? Drum roll, please. Credit. Credit. Your credit. Family credit.
I owe you.
Credit.
Credit.
some of y'all OB.
How important is credit in today's society in living comfortably?
It's
Credit.
very important.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you can't live anywhere without having good credit. You can have all the money in the world, but are you going to be able to live and sustain this property if you don't have the right credentials? If you don't, if your credit's not good, they're not going to trust you with anything. So it's very important.
Cruz?
Man, I say respect your credit, you know, and know what your credit score is, and call Equifax and, you know, all of those, that category and those entities, because you might be surprised that, you know, your percentages of your loans and certain things, even your car note, you know, mortgages, all that stuff goes right back to your credit, you know. And if I know people that got 800 credit scores and they go and spend cash on whatever, or they don't even have to spend no cash because it's on their credit, you know. So it's a way to kind of maneuver around this monopoly, you know. So that's the way you gotta live the game of life, you know. So credit is very important, you know.
Juanita?
Yeah, I to piggyback on Cruz, I think credit is a game. Definitely like Monopoly, a way to maneuver yourself around this system. And I think it's something that it would be nice if they taught it, since it's something that we all are gonna have to be held to, and we all definitely need. If there was an education provided, it would be good. But I guess that's when it's up to us to educate ourselves. I think black people, again, we fall in the deficit of credit. And like Shaquan was saying, you know, even like black people, if you had a lot of money, you know what I mean? Like you had racks on racks on racks. You still will have a problem spending your money because they don't check your credentials. They don't feel like you're credible. creditable. You know what I mean? Just because you have the money, now they want to know how you got the money and a whole bunch of things like this. It's not coming in the right way. They want it to still come in the form of credit. And so that's when we have to educate ourselves on how credit works, how to use credit, how it works for us. If you're on your way to buy a house, if you're on your way to do something where credit's going to require, this is when you want to work at it. But if you're just living your day-to-day life, you may not even need to focus on the credit so much. You just want to get by. If you're on your way, you know what I mean? Like credit changes month to month to month. So I need to buy a house in the next 6 months. I need to buy a business in the next year. This is when I need to focus on this. Once you have gotten these things under your umbrella with that credit, that's when you'll find a lot of people with the great credit, they're not even using the credit anymore. This is part of keeping that credit good. Now you have your things out there and you're just paying it off, but you're not using it. You're back to paying cash. Because the credit now will get you in a loop. They only want you to spend 35% of the credit that you have been allotted. This is the game that is not being told. If your credit is $100 that you have been allotted, only $35 of that is to be spent.
Word of the day, allotted.
Allotted. You have $100 for every 100. It needs to only be 35%.
Right.
Of whatever it is you have, however much credit. Always keep in mind, only spend 35%, and you want to be able to pay that down within that 30-day cycle, or you run yourself a problem again.
Sean?
Absolutely correct. You need to have balance when it comes to credit cards. I only have 3, and she's correct. Stay under 30% of max when it comes to being balanced. But also, you have to have a job. So when you have a job, then you could be able to show what your annual income is versus debt to ratio versus your credit card debt, things of that nature that's in balance. So we all kind of understand that. But it's good to have one credit card. There's all types of things that you can have when it comes to your EIN number and also your LLC. Just go down to your nearest city hall so you can understand how to register that, as well as your fictitious name. It's very simple for you to be able to understand credit. If you have been incarcerated, there's no problem with you to go down to understand how to open up a business. Take full advantage of the entrepreneurial status of this, because you're capable of becoming your own boss when it comes to understanding credit in an incarcerated way, and being having credit when you have good credit, when you need to understand having a job and balancing yourself. So that changes your life in perspective of being an owner. But credit is it has its checks and balance.
And you said you can go to your local city hall, whichever city you're in,
Yes.
Go down to that city hall and say, hey, I need information on LLC. Hey, I need information on EIN.
EIN,
Hey, I need information on fictitious business name
Correct.
statements. Help me with this education,
They
this
will let you
information.
know.
How do I get this done? Any
100%.
city hall.
Brittany?
Okay, wow. Well, I feel like I learned something.
I learned something. I learned
just
something
saying.
right while he was saying that. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody heard that, because that was a jewel.
Because credit is important. It's just not just a credit card. It's credit of understanding the loophole.
There you go.
You got to know. A surgeon has to understand the body. It's the same mechanism as an engine, as a auto person that does engines. So it's the same setup. So same thing with your life and your credit.
Okay.
It's a setup.
All right.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
The
Thank
tools
you.
around.
Good job. Good job. Good job.
These are my tools, you
You
guys.
got it.
They tell me everything.
Yeah. So you heard that, America? Please follow suit. Find out the information. It may benefit you. You
Absolutely.
know, you never know. Okay. So rolling right along. Drum roll, please. Gender non-conformant. Gender non-conformant, and from my understanding, that's when you're born of one gender, but for some reason, certain situations, you rather be conformant to another gender. Is that correct?
Weren't you saying, I thought you
Go
have a
ahead,
good
B.
definition
Yeah, go
of
ahead,
what
B.
it was?
I
They're not really conforming to something. They're not.
Yeah, so
Non-binary.
they're non-binary, so they're not conforming to one specific gender. I cannot say that I know everything about it. I cannot say that I know even half of it. I just know a little bit because I try to be respectful to those around me. So basically, if I am born a female, my pronouns are she, her. Somebody else's pronouns could be they, them, and they could have the same body parts, but they are non-conforming to a specific gender, which is female. And that's okay. So for me, I wholly respect anybody's decision to do whatever it is that they please with their bodies, because it is them. I do think that it does come with a certain age. That you should be allowed to get surgeries, I guess. But this is where it gets a little tricky, and I know it's like a non-popular opinion. If a child has gone through counseling and they've talked to their parents and, they've discussed how they feel like they are trapped inside of the body that they were naturally born with, and they feel like they want to go through with the surgery, then that is completely up to that parent, and I feel that that is their decision with the parent and the child. Versus if it's just somebody who is 10 and they say, I just want to change myself, absolutely not. But I respect anybody's decision to be whoever they are. I love to learn about, all these different pronouns and how this lifestyle works, because our world is always and forever will be evolving. And if we don't get with the times, then we're going to be left in the past, and that's not a good place to be left in.
Absolutely.
Anybody else know anything about that topic?
I don't know much about it, but I do know, I respect the trans community, but I also know that they have conflict in the cancel culture, and they went and actually succeeded in getting Aretha Franklin's Natural Woman off of the playlist of Spotify or whatever streaming services that it was streaming on.
So hold on.
Because
So you cannot Spotify Aretha Franklin right now, Natural Woman.
Natural Woman, because they feel as if it's no such thing as a natural woman, and it's
I heard that on the radio.
I guess I don't know. They feel some type of way about
being a natural
woman, and I feel like it's unfair to me as a natural woman that you're saying there's no such thing as me.
Right.
Well, there is such thing as you, because you can have a child
But
if you want to go natural.
Yeah.
However way you want to put the woman part on there, that's on you. But
Absolutely.
Wow.
and I feel like, I don't know, that hurts my feelings as a woman. I respect the trans community. I have plenty of trans friends, but to sit here and say that you can't acknowledge me as a natural woman because it's offending you as a non-natural woman.
oh, absolutely.
I don't agree with that. And to cancel a whole song because of your offense, it's not okay.
That's a legendary song too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's legendary.
I mean, that's me just hearing. Okay, I haven't heard that, but I can understand why. But then again, I can say, wait a minute. That's she explained a natural woman. So what God made, okay, I understand. That's your prerogative. Do what you like, but you're not going to discredit that. You can't say that.
Yeah, you can't
but
say
then
that
you
a
take the
natural
song
woman
away
doesn't exist.
on a vote. So that goes to show when it comes to separation, when it comes to people of color, and then people that's of other genders and things of that nature, and changing their gender. When it comes to the age and perspectives of it, for as policies and procedures, how they divide it, how one is getting more, the Asian Act that they passed when they was getting the COVID situation, when they was getting like really beat up bad, like it was something that protects them. But we can't get one situation going on with police reform and things of that nature. So then, but when the LGBTQ gets something going on, then they gather because they got the community to come together. Like I was telling you about the household, 2 family, 3 family, 4,600. You know, that it all falls in line with that. You see what I'm saying? So that's where it all comes down to, when the division of looking at somebody that's with the LGBTQ and how they carry themselves for as gender wise.
And then also too, when we speak of family, how you just said natural woman. If ain't no natural women, where's the family gonna go?
I mean, the extension of humankind is up for discussion.
So I mean, it's love to everybody, but I mean, I like me a natural woman.
Straight up.
Real talk.
Yeah, and I feel when we discuss the natural woman, again, cheers to people in their plight and non-binary choices.
You understand, yeah.
If you have it, but to lose now the natural woman
You know what I mean?
and the entity
Beautiful
of
song.
it, And, you know, to even question what is a natural woman to me, you know, if I was sitting here having this talk and the rumblings of my natural womanness was happening within me, if I'm on my cycle, if I am carrying a child, if I am hormonally going through fibroids on my ovary system, there are a lot of things that are happening within me as a woman that are natural.
Right.
And these people who want to dress and identify with me, who want to get the privileges of a woman, and this is a good and good, but you have never and will never, not even with your hormones or whatever, carry a child, have the female organs, the female problems that come with carrying these organs, which is what all makes you a natural woman. The cycle of cleansing your natural system of a natural woman, you won't have these. And so I question, you know, to be who you are is one thing, but you will not ever be a natural woman just because you naturally weren't. And if we take this off the table, we will also forget that, yes, humankind is based on this natural woman. Everybody can't be in vitro babies. It's not going to be a way to keep sustaining life. At some point, the natural woman has to somewhere, even just the womb to be used for your in vitro. Where are we going to plant the in vitro? It has to be still in the natural woman with the natural everything to make it happen. So let's not forget natural woman. Let's not forget Nefertiti of the earth, the original foundation. Yes. Happy Black History Month.
Good morning.
Good morning. See you guys later. See you later. Peace out. Sean, thank you so much.
Yes, sir,
man.
brother. All day.
Show.
You already know.
Juanita, thank you. Shaquan, thank you. B. Cruz, and Brittany. I was your host, Lance Gardner. Peace.
Peace.